Chastity is. Do you think it's easier for children today to because every generation there are going to be different prejudices to overcome?
The message she's trying to give is very positive. Therefore, if she's tired in herself, then that's okay. I mean, I think we could all forgive that a little bit. So she works hard. Yeah, well, I think so.
I love the girls that I spoke to in here in Australia going to consider you as a bit of a lesbian icon. So how does that make you feel?
I don't, it's a weird thing. It's, there's this public me and this private me, so it's...
Okay, I guess you kind of separate the two.
Yeah.
The whole autobiography thing is like a really personal art form, so how did you actually come to write this book, Family Outing?
Well, I didn't want to write an autobiography. I wanted to write a coming out guide, and I included my story in there along with many others. Obviously that's commercial value, but I definitely did not want to write an autobiography.
Because that's the kind of the weaving of your story through the other stories.
Yeah.
That's what I found the strong part of the whole book. Where did the other stories actually come from?
I got all of the families from PFLAG.
Can we talk a little bit about PFLAG? We have a similar group here in Australia. How active are they in the States?
Very active. Aside from having chapters in every city in America and a lot of small towns now, they also do quite a lot of lobbying work in Washington, D.C., so, they get a lot done.
Yeah. And I thought maybe you had a perspective of the whole kind of the representations of lesbians and gays in the media, because you're sort of on the inside, and also because you worked at The Advocate. So do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, it's just, the portrayals that I've seen in the last few years have been much more accurate and diverse and inclusive, and they're hitting mainstream media, so it's not just the obscure kind of art film, but you've got films like In and Out or As Good as It Gets or My Best Friend's Wedding, where you've got mass amount of people seeing this, and it's really positive. And the same with television. There's so many gay and lesbian characters on television as well, so it has a very positive effect.
You talk about Personal Best being your kind of coming out film,
right?
Which I thought was really
well, I think that especially for straight people, a lot of times they either don't know somebody gay or they don't realize they know somebody gay, and so the only way they can get to know about the gay community is through the media.
Okay. I was just thinking a little bit about the whole coming out thing, and I just wondered whether you thought before you wrote your book whether it was a notion that you had to reinvent, because it just seems to me that it's a bit of maybe there was a whole kind of 70s movement, and how does it hold up in the 90s as a personal thing?
Well, I don't know that I reinvented it. I think I just tried to look at it from the perspective of the whole family, as opposed to it being compartmentalized from either coming out for gay people or books written by parents about their experiences, but something that was all inclusive, because I think it is something that affects the whole family, and there are better ways to do it and worse ways to do it.
Yeah. It's a great book. I enjoyed it. Do you have any other projects on the boil at all?
I'm actually working on making it into a documentary now, and I'm working on another book that's a novel that's going to be completely different.
All right. Have you had a good stay here in Australia?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to having a few days off here.
A bit of a break. It's been a tough stretch for you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
You did a good plug. Thanks a lot.
Sure.
That you can be fired from a job for exactly that, for your sexuality.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a bit off, really, because if you do your job quite all right, well, what's their business what you do after hours? Why?
Did you have like a big coming out kind of phase with your book? You read books about coming out? No. You just woke up and you were out? How did it work for you all?
No, I told my mother, and then I went overseas for 3 years.
When Chastity was saying Australia's a really progressive country, has she been outside of Melbourne or Sydney since she hit Australia? So maybe going to rural Victoria and then...
Up to Ipswich or something. Did she address any issues that you weren't aware of in this little speak here?
that I wasn't aware of. That religion is such an important or such a big issue in America.
Part of her coming out process was probably unusual in as much as it was in the public limelight. So if you had had a similar experience to that, it might be quite useful to read the book.
She has to be braver to come out because she's so kind of, you know, in the limelight?
I think there'd be different sorts of pressures there that aren't there for other people.
So what did your mother say when you told her?
She was surprised, I suppose. She said she was surprised.
Supportive?
Yeah, she had a period of getting used to it.
Because the parents have to come out as well, don't they, really, to themselves, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's always a new generation, so it's an issue that kind of is continual through the generations. But tonight I didn't find anything particularly challenging or new, perhaps, in what she was saying.
In Australia, we are quite informed about what's going on in America because often, I mean, different community things that go on that's taken the lead from America. And it's always surprising to me, but it shouldn't be, that Americans always think that we don't know what the Advocate is, or, you know, all those like about the right over there. And like, there actually is a lot of work to be done in Australia, and we're not that lucky. But I sort of that attitude of like, you're so lucky over here. It's like, no, sorry.
I think it's very relevant here still, and maybe there's on a bigger scale in America and more extreme views and more tight groups that have got a lot of support and pressure. And like she said, money and power. I think that happens here, but maybe on a different scale because we're a lot less populated country and maybe we're a bit more spread out and our situations are a bit more isolated in rural Australia.
She's quite a big lesbian icon. What do you think about that?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't quite know until yesterday.
Will you read the book? Oh, well, yeah. We've been out for a bit too long for that, mate. I know, I might buy it for young friends, but...
Imagine Chastity going out to a club with her girlfriend, or maybe to meet someone, and just when it's getting good, on comes Mum's song. I mean, what would you do?
Do you believe in love?
What did it put you off for?
Now, we're here at Midsummer Carnival.
Yeah.
Have you been to Midsummer before?
Yes.
Oh, so now, do you have a good day when you're here?
It's alright. Depends what happens.
What type of doggy is this?
He's a schnauzer.
A what?
A schnauzer. He's so used to appearing on television, it's unbelievable. He's camera orientated like you would not believe. He always gets the close-up, I never do.
Tell me about your things here.
Which
Is it artifacts?
They are artifacts that were buried. I don't know where they were buried.
You're looking at this ride here. You're not going to go on that, are you?
Yeah.
Aren't you just a little bit scared it might fall apart or something?
Yeah.
But you'll be brave.
Yeah, I'll be brave.
When you're at Midsummer, do you go on any of these scary rides?
Yeah, I've been on that one, La Bamba and Cha-Cha.
Tell me about La Bamba.
Well, your tummy just flies up and down, so it's a bit scary. So don't go on it after you've eaten.
No, why? Because you
Might throw up.
Sitting on that ride.
Are you feeling ill?
Yeah.
Oh, you poor darling. Did you take a paper bag?
No.
Oh, should you be lying on your back?
I don't know.
What's your doggy's name?
The name is Spencer.
Spencer.
And his sister is Kate, who's down there, being handled down there. And Spencer Tracy and Catherine Hepburn. And we have friends that have got two schnauzers as well too, called Lily and Frank.
Aren't we blessed with beautiful weather?
Terrific.
You're here, have you met lots of friends wandering around?
Yeah, lots of friends.
Did you go on that ride as well?
No, I did not, and I'm glad for it.
I think because you're sensible.
Yeah, sort
You
of.
value your life.
Of course I do.
And when you value your life, you don't throw yourself onto the scary rides, do you?
This charming young gentleman over here got back from Kenya at 2 o'clock last night and brought these back and was giving Nix over here a choice of which artefacts she'd like.
2 weeks in Kenya.
2 weeks in Kenya.
Went there for holiday?
Sort of, more or less, I can say.
Speaking with an accent here?
I'm speaking a little bit with an American accent, yes.
Are you from, you spent time in America?
I was born there, yeah.
Where are you from?
Yes.
Can I say Sweden?
Oh, good.
Is it Sweden?
Yeah, it's
Yes. And you're a seasoned Midsummer person?
First time.
No. Oh, what are your impressions?
It's fantastic.
So we went to Kenya for 2 weeks and we stayed where?
I stayed at Lake Naivasha, which you probably have no idea where it is, but it's sort of in the middle of Kenya.
Where are you working?
At the moment I'm working with homeless people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Did you come over here to work with homeless people?
Yes, I did. It's a part of my education to be a social worker.
How does it work in Sweden? Are they a little bit more under control with their homeless? Or?
Depends where you go. In Stockholm we have a lot of homeless people, but we do not have those very young kids like you have here in Melbourne.
Did you go on any of your little safaris?
I did.
Did you?
A couple of them.
Do they have any wild animals left in Kenya?
There are a few. Yeah.
Wandering around.
Some aren't dead yet. Yeah, brilliant day. I brought the kids, a few kids with us.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for coming along.
Thank you for having us.
Do you think this year's any better than normal?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
More people?
More people, way more people.
I'm going to ask you the most embarrassing question of your life.
Yeah.
Do you listen to ABBA?
That was before my time, actually.
Oh, I've just shown my age.
I guess I had suspicions, but they were suspicions based on the stereotypes. Keiran and Fergus built a tree house out in a big grevillea tree in our back garden, but Keiran he played the guitar while Fergus did the hard labour, and he wore a ballet tutu while he did that. And at that stage we were all going along to Sunday Mass, and there'd be a line of McGregors, the whole 6 of us. And he had a little handbag. And he used to wait. He had impeccable timing. He'd wait until the priest got into the pulpit to commence the sermon. And Keiran would open up the handbag and bring out his powder compact and powder his nose. And when he saw that he had an audience, he repeated it every Sunday, so that it sort of became the Sunday, the nose powdering part of the liturgy. And I used to say to John then, I'm sure that kid's going to be gay. I'm sure he's going to grow up to be gay. What are we going to do about it? And he said, oh, look, don't worry. Don't worry about it. If he is, so what? It was an October evening when Keiran came out, and I think that we had suspected for quite a long time that he was gay. It was a suspicion that pushed right to the back of our minds because I think it was something we didn't want to confront. I don't know whether I had any lurking prejudices. I hope I hadn't. I don't think I had. But the night that he came out to us, instinctively I knew that there was something that he had to tell us. And when he did say, Mum and Dad, there's something I have to tell you, I thought, this is it. It's all going to be out in the open. And yet, part of me wanted to believe that he was going to borrow some money from us because I thought that he'd melted the bank card, literally. And then he said, it's serious. Look, you've got to listen to me. And John was reading the paper and I was sorting out the washing and folding underwear and things like that, the normal things mothers do. And he said, turn the television off. So I turned it off. And he said, Mum and Dad, I'm gay. And I thought, oh, thank God that's out in the open. He was hugging his knees. As I said, it was almost a fetal position. It was all, he'd sort of drawn himself up into a little ball, almost to protect himself. And the tears were running down his face, and he looked at him, and I thought, this is my baby boy. And I can't bear to see him hurt. I was also scared that anybody would find out, and I think this is a period which a lot of parents go through, and it's almost a state of denial. I thought, well, okay, it's fine with us, you're our son, we'll never turn against you, but nobody else need to know, let's keep it our little secret. And he was filmed by one of the news, ABC News, I think it was, at a launch of the BAC's posters. And Fergus, his twin brother, had rung up. I was home with the floor, and he said, oh, I guess who's on television tonight? And I said, oh, I don't know who he is. And he said, your son. I said, your brother. And I thought, oh my God, the whole world's going, no, why can't you be discreet about it? And then I thought, well, I got very defiant, and I thought, I'm going to stand up for this child of mine. You know, if the world's against him, I'm for him. I gave him life when he was born. I gave him the gift of life. He gave us the gift of honesty and trust and integrity. And I can only value those gifts. If I wanted to wave a magic wand and change something, it wouldn't be Keiran. It would be the attitude of a lot of people in this world. Is okay.
Mass Ham.
Yes, that's right.
What kind of feedback have you had?
Oh, well, it's fantastic. It's been amazing. So many people looking, buying, wanting to enter the show next year. It's been brilliant.
So
yeah.
This is an event we're likely to see again next year.
Oh, I think so. It's been a fantastic success and we're really pleased with it. Yeah, I think bigger and better. We're just saying, oh my God, we've created a monster. How are we going to handle it next year?
Because they'll all come out of the closet. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, they are. You know, well, I mean, those of us who have sold our works today, we are just going to, be out there painting all year.
It's always astounded me that there isn't more art for sale at Midsummer, given the number of people that come through.
Yeah, I think that's right. And given that people do come and they know it's a sort of day, I mean, I don't think they come totally cashed up, but, they know they're going to be spending. And I think, we have all these businesses here, and that's fine, and that's good for, relations with all areas of the community. But I think this sort of shows, there's a possibility for people to come to Carnival and walk away with something they can put on their wall for the rest of the year.
You do a bit of artwork yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? What type of art do you do?
Modern.
What is it about this piece that you like?
I'm an artist myself, so I can see the angles, the shading of it's just so beautiful, the way the shading's exact, the light of the face and stuff.
You're looking at this wall here, I see.
Mm-hmm.
What pieces here do you like?
The best seem to be the...
Oh, isn't that lovely? All right, that's the little one down here. Aren't they sweet? You've actually focused in here on these pieces. Tell me about what are these pieces here?
Strange fruit? What do you want to know?
Well, you're looking at them. They've caught your attention. What is it about those pieces?
Found objects. A bit of orange.
Found objects?
The oranges.
And
I'm an artist.
Are you an artist?
Yes.
Well, that one is fully in proportion. You see with the body and the stomach and then the legs, they're all right, arms and all that. It's exact.
It's well proportioned.
It's well proportioned. I can't do a picture unless it's well proportioned.
What type of art do you normally do?
Life drawing and acrylic paints.
Now you're looking in at that little picture there. What have we seen in that?
Oh, it's a very interesting picture.
What's inside it?
A man in a shower.
This man in the shower?
Yeah, it's a focus point here.
In the background?
Yes, with a Willy.
Oh, it's a bit rude, isn't it?
I think that piece caught my attention,
Yes,
but I'm not sure whether it was because it was art necessarily.
It's photographic art, isn't
photographic.
it? Photographic. And it's sort of a national theme, Australian kind of thing, isn't it?
Indeed.
You've got this surf there.
It's almost patriotic, really, isn't it?
What do you think of this style of event, taking personal art out into the public arena?
That's a very good idea.
Are you an artist yourself?
No, I'm not. I
No.
just admire other people's art.
Yes. It's interesting in the point of they have just a little bit of the scene with the man in the shower. So yes, and there's
the painting's well hung, but he's not.
Can you imagine a piece like this on your wall at home?
Probably. You mean the piece or you mean the photo?
What is it about the possum? You're the second person I've met that loves the possum. Is it because it's a sculpture?
I think so. It might be because it's
quite good.
It's got nice texture, yeah.
What do you think of the standard?
It's a little bit amateur, but it's good because everyone should have their artwork out there. Who's to say what's right or wrong?
Have you seen any pieces along here that you like at all?
I like the possum, but it's sold.
Oh, so you would actually buy some of the pieces here today?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Which pieces do you like?
I like all these pieces.
You like those ones? Why?
Because they're very interesting.
Interesting? Good colours?
Yeah.
This is public art. Could you imagine yourself doing something like this and hanging it up?
Going to try something, but didn't finish it by the deadline.
What happened?
Too many ideas and too little time.
What style of artwork do you like?
I don't really know what I like, but I like what I like.
That's a fair enough comment.
Well, there's some very queer and interesting things. I like this little joke of panty lining. That's a that's kind of struck me. The coat lining, isn't it? Well, the one next to it, you know.
What is about that you like?
No, it's just its humorousness. You know, if you can have those blue drops on ads on the TV, I suppose you can have boats in your undies.
Have you always wondered why they go for the colour blue? Isn't it
I know. Yeah, we advertised in Melbourne Star Observer and posted out forms to people, and then all they had to do was bring their artwork in just last week into the Midsummer office, pay $5.
Oh, it's not a lot of money.
No, not at all. And we said we'd take 10% commission, and they could, put any price they wanted to on it.
And people have been selling their work.
They have, yeah. We've been, we've been doing a, major sale.
Trade.
And even those works that have sold, we've put. Some people have wanted to come and buy works that have already sold, and we've put them in touch with the artists in case they want to buy any more of their work. And yeah, so God, we're going into business.
Mass hang is a great success.
Totally.
Marabou would have been much better, but on a day like this, yes. Oh.
Does it remind you of one of those toilet seats that you have?
No, it's the things that you do in the bath.
Body exfoliator. Yes. Thanks for the chat. Bye-bye.